In the ripe year of 2025 in Canada, we are seeing people be debanked, and at the same time seeing people who are Christian artists not be allowed to, literally being banned from playing at a music festival. So welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie AB. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like independent voices, and let's get into today's video. So I am making this obviously on the, I've been cleaning, cooking, gardening, okay? And this royally pissed me off, okay? So Eva Chipik, sorry if I can't say her name correctly. She is a lawyer for the FreedomConvoy, okay? And this is what she received from RBC today. As federally regulated financial institutions, RBC is required by law to comply with applicable legislation. Meaning, by the way, just want to point that out, we have no rights. We have absolutely no rights when these financial, and I understand having to adhere to certain things when it comes to regulation of the banks. Like, we can't just have banks like stealing from us, you know what I mean? But in regards to mostly everything else, they've obviously taken advantage of this because it says these laws require that we implement a certain process and procedures which directly support the formulation of RBC's position with respect to risk. After careful consideration, we regretfully advise you that the recent activity in your accounts is outside of RBC's client risk appetite, and consequently, we are no longer in a position to continue our banking relationship with you. And then gave her until August 18th, 2025 to find a new bank. Okay, and I don't know much about this person, obviously. This could mean that they want to, does this mean that they want to give up their mortgage that they have with this woman? Does this mean that she needs to find another place to have a mortgage? Because here's the thing, what sucks about Canada is that they're all involved, okay? All of these banks are involved in the World Economic Forum, okay? They are all on the trope of owning nothing, being happy. Just take a look at all of the small business owners who have literally been robbed up to $4,000 because criminals know that a $5,000 crime is a federal offense, so they do just under and absolutely annihilate small businesses. That's what happened to me, okay? And that happened to me at Scotiabank, so now I'm at RBC. What I'm trying to tell you is that Canadians, I'm tired of living under this oligarchy. I swear to God, it is the best part of looking at moving to America is the fact that they have so many different options. We have, 4 banks to choose from? Literally 4? I think from my research that I've done, I think the best case scenario is a credit union, and that maybe a credit union would allow you. And here's the thing, is that she was working with Bitcoin, and that might be what they're using it as an excuse for. But it seems a bit fishy to me because on the RBC website, I was watching Moose on the Loose, he showed that you can invest in Bitcoin. So does that make sense to me and you? I don't think so. Do you know what it's like to live in a country? I don't even know how I have to explain to the left that this is incorrect and this is wrong. Because, hey guys, when this starts happening to you over the pro-pal situation, do you want me to feel bad for you at all? Do you want me to feel bad for you at all? Because free speech is free speech, okay? Losing your job over something you say online is genuinely more understandable to me, personally, than a bank. You don't represent a bank because you bank at a bank, you know what I mean? And not only that, they're losing hundreds, if not thousands of millions of dollars if they debank everybody that disagrees with them. And who knows when it comes to implementing something as serious as, what is it? Where they want to have digital banking, okay? And then you littered. We seen that you littered. We have cameras everywhere. You littered here. So no, you're not allowed to buy this because you littered. Not that I litter, but You know what I mean? They have drones that follow people on the 11. So just if you're coming up north, just to let you guys know, watch out and look above you, because there's drones following and watching what you're doing and how fast that you're going. And there's actually currently like a court case against this, because it's obviously a breach of human rights. Like the amount that this government does to its citizens, it just blows my mind. And how the left just sits there and allows this to happen and does not speak out about it. Because here's the thing, I was a lefty. Do you know where I draw the line when it comes to my freedom? Having bodily autonomy, okay, which I lost. And number two, having freedom of speech and the right to assemble against my government. When I seen that they were making moves to ensure that people who supported the Freedom Convoy got debanked, that's when I started looking into moving. Because living in a country where they can freeze your bank account if you don't agree with them about something is fascism. I don't know how else to explain this other than the fact that the left gets so unbelievably pissed off right now about what's going on in America with this, I guess, censorship, all of these things. But when you bring up the censorship in Canada, no. It's just because the Facebook is greedy and didn't want to pay the news outlets and all of these things. If you know in the internet at all, by the way, you know that the more that people can share your videos on these platforms, the more money you're going to make. So it really doesn't make any sense to charge another charge for something like that. And now we don't have social news on our social medias. And how's that going? Is that helping everybody's business? Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's not, by the way, and it's a form of censorship, and they knew exactly what they were doing. Okay? That's just the Canadian government for you. And then we have Out East, which I don't know why I was so surprised on election night when I watched Out East still be incredibly red, despite, seemingly every sector of theirs just going. And you know what? I know that Out East relies on tourism. And at the same time, they hire in liberals who literally are in the House of Commons saying that if you take a road trip with your family, you are burning the planet down. Right. And then in Halifax, there's the Ramen Shaman who was to perform in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and been revoked the permit for him to play. And then this person goes, your Christo-fascism is not welcome here. Okay, well, your woke fascism is not welcome here. How about that? Because canceling someone that you don't agree with, who's, by the way, not even MAGA, he's a Christian artist. Insane to me. How can you guys continuously stand up and continue to let the freedoms of others be trampled and then try and complain when you think there's some sort of conspiracy about PierrePoilievre doing the same thing to you? What world do you live in that you think that this isn't fascism to restrict people's ability to play here who are just literal Christians? Do you know that you are handing the church, you guys don't want people to go to church, whatever, that is the left and their position. You guys realize that people like me who have been in church and out of church and in church and out of church, you're proving the church is right. You know that, right? The argument has been Christians are not persecuted. We bow down to Christians in every way. Really? Even in Canada, they're not allowed to come and play their freaking music. You've got to be joking. I'm sorry that I am, a little bit flamboyant in this video, but damn, living here is an actual nightmare. And even putting out this video, any video, am I going to be arrested at any time? Who knows? Talking about my injury is what got me banned from TikTok. And I still have to use secret coded words to talk about it on here. And all I'm going to say really to end this video is, why don't you stand on anything? Why don't you stand on your ethics? Why don't you stand on being an actual liberal? which is understanding that everybody comes from different places and that everybody brings different things to the table. Let's actually look at the real definition of a liberal. Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. Do you understand that you guys are no longer liberal? Do you understand that you are the fascists that you tell us to be afraid of? Do you understand that debanking people, okay, giving them jail sentence, giving people who were protesting their bodily autonomy jail sentences and debanking them? Hello? And the fact that you have let it happen to us, it is going to happen to you as well. And you have been fooled and dubbed by the media to be convinced that you're a good person because you fall in line and you speak up about whatever the media is telling you to speak up about. I talk about these things because I am so bloody passionate about my children not growing up in some communist hellhole. Just like the people who are sounding alarms that literally come here from communist places, and how they're sounding the alarms and showing you guys like, hey, and telling you guys like, this is not normal. We're going to go back because it seems better in our old countries than it does to stay in Canada, where they tax you into poverty to save the planet while they get together and have all of this, you know, private jets and airplanes, drive them on into Muskoka. Give me a break. Give me a break and give your head a shake, okay? And let's think about this for a minute. You shouldn't be laughing because it's happening to us. You should be standing up on business because you are no better. I just gotta say, you would be no better than all of the people that you think that are doing this in America. You make excuses for what's going on here. You make excuses for the fascism and why it's okay that your version of fascism exists. I could literally scream it from the rooftops because I was brainwashed and I broke out, okay? Because I realized a liberal is willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. I realized that that's not what you guys are anymore. And unironically, being a conservative, being thrown into this, you know, conservative label, people have been way more accepting of me over here, which is so beyond. And you know what? This voice, I may not have had an audience like I do now, as if I have a huge audience. I don't, but TikTok, my videos get seen over there. You know what I'm saying? I had very minimal amount of followers on my old Instagram, and I spoke out just like this, but I was on stories and I didn't make it like a formal video. I spoke out just like this when I was a leftist. And then once I started speaking out about things that people didn't like me speaking out about and accused me of things like being racist, okay, that's when I hopped ship over here and found a new community. So anyways, think about what you're doing, because if you put yourself in the shoes of these people, I have no idea how you could justify this sort of behavior and overreach of the government. So if you like my video today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks guys for watching. I know it's not like a formal video and I'm dressed because I'm cleaning, but I just had to get this out here because what is going on?